Now we have Daniel Buritica with us. He has been devoted to nurturing a new generation of transformative leaders. He is the co-founder of Grateful, a technology platform that allows one to monitor the social footprint of different leaders and evaluate their impact. He is committed to building 2 bridges for every wall that is built. Welcome to the stage.
I grew up drinking coffee in my grandmother's house. But that day coffee tastes differently because my aunt was kidnapped. Having someone you love kidnapped is an experience that no one should live. We didn't know if she was alive. Then the Colombian army rescued her, and we know that we are part of the lucky ones. My aunt is alive, but there's many families that cannot tell the same story. After that experience, I became a serial social entrepreneur. And a few years ago, I was with Kate in London, and we were talking, and she said, why don't you come to One Young World and you share your experience building peace in the country? But don't come alone. Why don't you come with a former guerrilla soldier from FARC? And I say no. No way, I'm not going there with that people. Then I came back here, I talked with my aunt, and I told her about this opportunity. I could go to One Young World, share the experience, but I will have to go with one of those guys. And she started to cry. Then she told me this amazing story that happened when she was kidnapped. She said that there was a guerrilla soldier that tried to help her in some way. They only had 1 cup of coffee, and he gave it to her every morning to have coffee first. He even carried her sometimes because they had to walk long distances, and she had a problem with her hip. And one day, he came to her and said, if one day I go away from here, would you take a cup of coffee with me outside? And she answered, no. Not at this moment, because you're making my family suffer a lot, but probably one day. Then she looked at me and said, go, look for a guy like him and take him to Dublin and have a cup of coffee on my name. And I did it. We couldn't find good coffee. We couldn't find good Colombian coffee in Dublin, so we sent her this picture. And then I came back, and it was an amazing experience. I met Regis there. Regis is a former guerrilla soldier from FARC. He is now ambassador from One Young World, and now is my friend. We came back, and we decided we had to do something else. We built a reconciliation camp. Together, we invite young or former guerrilla soldiers, young victims. We went up to the mountains. We took off the labels of the past, and we put on the label of the human being. And we started connecting. We created a team, and together we were able to create a summer camp for kids in poverty. After the camp, 2 things happened. First, we wanted to thank all the people that helped us to make this happen. But second, we want to measure our impact. Because if you don't measure your impact, as you know, you cannot raise more funds. And measure the impact is something that is always hard, difficult, expensive. So I put together a team, and we did something fantastic. We create technology to solve that problem. Now we have an app that is called Grateful. And Grateful is an app that lets you make, in a very easy way, thank the people that impacted your life. And then we create an algorithm that takes those transactions, gratitude transactions, and measures the social impact of a project. Imagine a multi-level marketing company, but of social impact. We did it, it's working, it's called Grateful, and now we're integrating exponential technologies as blockchain or artificial intelligence, and we hope that this will be a tool for other peace projects to help them to measure the impact. And talking about giving thanks, I came back and I want to give thanks someone that changed my life, my aunt. Because last year, she came to me and said, Daniel, I want to meet him. No, actually, first she said, I want to write him a letter. But then she came back and said, no, I want to meet him in person. Really, aunt? Oh, great, I can invite Regis, my friend, and you to our house. We can have pizza all together. No, Daniel. With your grandma, we want to invite him and his wife to our house to have coffee together. And they did it. And I had the privilege to be the witness of that moment and take this picture. In that moment, I understood that there is half of me that want to follow the example of the Mother Teresa building peace in the country, and that is the other half of me that want to follow the example of Steve Jobs building technology. But all of me want to say something today to those leaders that still want to build walls between our countries, walls between our hearts. For every wall you build, we will build 2 bridges to have more pictures like this one. Thank you so much.